and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all having the best day ever. Thank you so much for clicking on my YouTube channel today and on my video. I really appreciate you being here, and I'm really excited because this is the first video that I'm filming on my new camera. If you know, I've been doing my videos now for like my drama content for like 2 years, and I have filmed every single video, including all of my vlogs, which, by the way, we are going to be doing New York vlogs every single day that I'm in New York. I leave tomorrow, and I'm very excited for that, so if you see the vlogs, please check them out. I'll be putting a lot of effort into them. I love making them. But anyway, I filmed every single video on this, which is a Canon G7X. I've now upgraded to a Sony camera, which I've never used before, so this is my first attempt at filming at it, so I could possibly not even be recording right now. I also could possibly not even be in frame right now or anything like that, but we're just going to get in with the video. Also, final thing, I got these Birkenstocks, which I'm so excited about, and everyone is bullying me on. However, I've always wanted Birkenstocks. I just think they're quite silly. I love the clog. And I just want to know your opinion on them because my parents have been making fun of me and I really like them. So I'm just going to ignore their opinion on that. But yes, we are going to be concluding another Shane Dawson series today. We are going to be getting to the final episode of the Tanacon series. I'm very excited, and I mean very excited, to end this specific series that Shane has done just because I think the Tanacon series was one of his worst. I don't really need to go into any sorry, I just woke up. I'm like stumbling over my words. I don't feel the need to go into like detail about why it's the worst, other than Shane Dawson literally looks at himself like a father figure to Tana Mojo. So there's no way that he's gonna give someone like that, his daughter, he got her to piss on him whenever she was just 18 years old, the father figure like that. So there's no way that he would go hard on her and ruin her career even further. So the entire thing was just really, really, really bad. But anyway, I have my notes and we're going to get to it. So if you've watched the entire series of this, congratulations, we've made it. That now means that we are 3 Shane Dawson series is down. And I'm very excited to let you know that the next one starts on, let me tell you, whenever our next series starts. We are starting the Secret World of Jeffree Star, so the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star series is on, I think, like Saturday or something like that. So anyway, we have so much to get to. I'm drinking my Diet Coke, and we're gonna get into it. Okay, so it's called The Real Truth About Tanacon. So again, I don't mean to harp on about the same thing, but Shane got super lazy, especially with this series when it came to the branding of it. One thing I will give Shane credit for, especially whenever we go to the latter series, is that he always put a lot of effort into kind of the titles and the thumbnails. So it was always attention grabby. You always knew what you were getting in for. It was quite exciting. It was a big deal. But with this Tanacon series, the episodes all pretty much have the same title, and they all pretty much have the same thumbnail. I can say for a fact that this particular series that I've done with Shane hasn't got that many views based on what the other ones have, which is completely fine. People could just not be interested in this specific thing. But if we're talking at a branding standpoint, I knew that was going to happen because the video for 3 episodes is like filmed in the same location, the same like color grading, the same outfit from them, they look the same, they're crying, whatever. So each thumbnail that Shane uploaded looks like one video, and it could have been one video. So whenever I'm making my reaction to it, each video looks like the same video, which people are like, oh, I've already watched that one, but you haven't. They just all look so similar. Just a little note. So this one's called The Real Truth About Tanacon, and the other ones have been called like The Real Truth About Tanacon and all like this bullshit. So it opens up with a video, wait, sorry, before I even get to that, I want to talk about something to do with this series. So Peter Mon, I was watching one of his recent videos, and it was so topical him talking about this because I'm currently doing this series. And I loved it because it kind of gave me an insight because I wasn't doing drama on YouTube at the time this series came out. Peter Mon says, who's another drama channel, that at the time of this series coming out, Peter made a video and apparently was giving criticism that Shane didn't go as hard on Tana as what he should have. Now apparently Shane called Peter Mon basically complaining that Peter Mom was going too hard on him, and Peter Mom was like being really rude, and Peter Mom was like not appreciating Shane's talent, and Shane's... So this is where I think we start seeing the cockiness of Shane from public support kind of take him into like another dimension of ego, which again was the thing that came crashing down. So that he was disappointed as well in Peter's coverage of the series, because Peter wasn't like, woo, go Shane, like you're doing an amazing job, whenever he clearly wasn't. So the video starts with a bunch of different news coverage of Shane digging deeper into the truth of Tanacon. So again, it's like starting off as Shane kind of making a big deal that the news are taking him seriously, which again is an exciting thing, but whenever you continuously open your series with, you know, like clever news, which actually isn't that, you know, camp if you think about it, because that's where Rylan used to work, like clever news being like Shane Dawson is the king of YouTube, and Shane Dawson's getting to the bottom of Tanacon, and da-da-da-da-da. It's like, you're automatically like building this up to be like, you're the saving grace, and you didn't even do a good job. So I just wanted to note that as well. So the start of the video is Shane and Tana, their call, making fun of Michael, that we've actually already heard. So it's really weird that he would put this in. Again, I already gave him criticism for this, the fact that he talked shit about Michael with Tana on video. Like, if you're gonna do it, be smart about it and don't do it fucking on camera, because then it just shows that you were openly being biased against Michael from the start, and he wasn't even gonna, you know, have a leg to stand on. It's really, really, really weird. So it then cuts to all of like the clips of Michael looking like shady, whatever that means, like Michael maybe fidgeting during his interview or whatever, whenever they're on the call. So the opening is basically already setting it out to be like the big finale is Michael is the evil one. And it's not even about knowing editing styles, it's pretty obvious. Shane didn't do a good job of trying to hide it. They're very much so setting Michael up to be the one who was at fault here, which, again, I believe it was Tana as well, and I believe that Michael was at fault too. I really don't care for either of them. I'm not choosing a side. I think Shane's actually the worst in this, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, for endorsing getting off the hook for something like putting your fans' lives in danger. I don't think it's a matter where you can just be like, oh, it happened, you know, she'll learn from her mistake, and it's not... So then it goes to a clip from the actual documentary that Michael was making, and that's played, and it shows Michael and Tana sitting during a meeting in her living room, by the way. So professional. Like, Tana's like sitting with like, Michael's there, feet up on the computer, like the most professional setup ever. And Michael's discussing the number 5,000. I think he's talking about like, that's like the maximum they could do, and that would include, you know, like some people outside or whatever. And Tana interrupts him and says that it would be super great and fun if they had people literally lining up attempting to get him. She says, people love to be oppressed. I love that shit. You love that shit. They'll be outside like, I hate waiting in the rain. People eat that shit up. Being oppressed is an actual quote from Tana Mojo. Now, I don't know if Shane included that to try and make Tana look involved in the process, but we now have Michael saying we cannot exceed 5,000. Like, that's way beyond the limit. And we have Tana being like, let's do that and more, because people love to be oppressed and wait outside in the rain. Well, they weren't waiting outside in the rain, Tana, which again is bad as well. They were out getting 3rd-degree burns in the fucking Anaheim sun. My god, that like quote, I couldn't believe that they included that in any shape or form, and that someone who would charge someone tickets would be like, oh, they would love to be oppressed, whatever that means in this context, by the way. It's so fucking weird. So the editing cuts from that clip to Tana on the sofa crying, again, by the way, while Shane is comforting her. And I can't believe how ironic this shows her up as kind of like a lying twat. And the fact that we're supposed to believe that she's the victim. Shane has now just cut from this clip of her being like, I want my fans to be oppressed, to her crying on the sofa and Shane being like, baby, don't cry, don't cry. And we're supposed to be like, Tana, don't cry. I'm like, cry harder. Give us a bigger performance at least. Really, really, really weird. So in my opinion, Tana was pushing Michael to have as many people there as possible for her ego. Should Michael have allowed that to happen? No. Do I believe that it was Tana's idea to have as much people there as possible? Yes, because then it would look like there was more people than VidCon, and the overall aim was to do a bigger convention than VidCon anyway, so I think that kind of makes sense. Shane and Tana are now on the sofa while Tana is crying. Tana says that her biggest emotion right now is being upset about the fans that she's let down, but most importantly, that she's let down Shane. Now, girl, who gives a fuck what Shane Dawson thinks? I seriously cannot fucking believe that. So we are sitting down in a video here. Her fans who have these third-degree burns, ones that were hospitalized, are now watching a video of her being like, yeah, I'm sorry to my fans, but most importantly, I'm sorry to you. Shane didn't even leave his hotel room. I really can't. I struggle to watch this and take it in any way serious. It really is laughable, this one. It really, really, really is. I would really recommend going and watching it after this. And I'm going to show a couple clips. And I normally don't do that, but I need to show you a couple clips just to show you how awful this is. Really bad. So then we go on, and my comment is like, girl, why are you so obsessed with Shane and disappointing him? It's getting a bit ass-licky right now. Tana says, this is not something I ever thought would happen. Which is ironic because Shane just showed us a clip of you saying that you wanted your fans to be waiting outside. You wanted your fans to have an awful time so that it would, look more exciting. So Shane starts talking. He goes into a speech about how this is the most intense moment of his entire life and the most intense thing he's ever done on YouTube. And he's really sad because he cares and loves Tana so much. And then he starts crying. Shane starts crying. I'm not even kidding. Shane starts crying because of how much he loves Tana. I'm just like, how is this going to be unbiased? I need to show you this clip. Because this for me is when it just got way too unprofessional. Let's ignore that I'm finding my Rina Sawayama backgrounds here. This for me is fucking crazy. So let me show you exactly what I mean here. So, the Real Truth About Tanacon. Here we go. The final episode. I have my timestamp. It's 2 minutes and 10. So, here we have Shane why wasn't he crying on the call to Michael? That's all I'm asking. Okay, so we're going to watch 2 minutes of this, and then we're going to continue talking. Okay?
This is the most intense, real thing I think I've ever done because of how much I really care for you. I'm know.
I'm so sorry I let you down, she keeps saying, Shane. Girl, give it up.
I know.
No, why is he crying? Why is he crying?
You are everything I've ever wanted to be.
Shane Dawson's everything you want to be, Tana. I think that makes a lot of sense to your career, babe.
Even the slightest of anything means so well to me. And to let you down everybody.
Why is he crying?
I love you. Down is so heartbreaking. And I don't deserve you to be your dad.
Shane's a better person than me. If someone did that cry in front of me, I'd be in fucking tears laughing. You know what? I would be in tears, but I would be laughing.
I don't deserve you to support me in this. It's not your job. And I'm sorry.
Why is he rubbing her head and scratching her hair?
I feel like, as crazy as this sounds, I told you since the beginning, from the first time I met you, I was like,
bitch, why are you crying? Now what do you have to cry about?
You're like my child. It's weird. The second I met you, I just knew, okay? And I've helped you in a lot of ways throughout the years with everything. And I think, you always come to my rescue when I don't deserve it.
He's rubbing her arms and skin.
Especially is really hard because this fuck up hurt me.
Oh, and if it hurts Shane, then gotta sort it out. Ain't that right, Shane? Alright, okay, so now let's go back to my notes. So now that you've seen that, that is officially the first time I've ever shown you a clip when we're doing these videos, but I couldn't not. So I've written down, I can't believe she said, I'm sorry, I'm let you down, Shane. Again, I've written that Shane's rubbing her hair, it's really weird. Shane referring to her as his child while rubbing her arm and head is so fucking bizarre. And then Shane says, Tana, don't worry, everything happens for a reason. I'm sure the fans don't think like that. Like, y'all are so privileged. It's insane. Shane says he doesn't think Michael is an evil person after talking to him on the phone. He was just unprepared. So the first bit of, like, justice for Michael is here when Shane's like, I don't think he's evil. How nice of him to say that. Shane tells Tana that she did this convention out of revenge and had bad intentions. So this is the first tiny bit of criticism that Shane has given in 8 minutes to Tana Mongeau. That she had bad intentions. The first bit of criticism this entire series towards Tana. Do you remember him being in the kitchen and Ryland making that great point that was like, no, you can't do this, you're gonna go too easy, and Shane was like, no. Ryland, thank you. Like, it's really fucking laughable. Shane includes more documentary footage of Tana and Michael, with her saying how this event is going to be so much bigger than VidCon and how they're going to steal their entire crowd. So again, that this entire event was out of spite. Ooh, I actually have, oh, I can't believe I exited out of that video, because I actually have yet another moment to show you here. And keep in mind, I really normally don't. Shane Dawson Tanacon. Like, I really, oh wait, it's right here, sorry. It is moment 7:13. Okay, here we go. 7:13. Here we go. This is the other clip that I want to show you.
Attend VidCon 2018 this year? No.
I think it's also one of those things that you need to learn now, which is the power you have over, like, literally, you created a convention that had your name in it, right?
And I created it at conventions, like, kind of giving a little bit too much credit here.
And because you're funny, because I like you, or love you.
Because I like you, and I find you funny, and I love you. And Shane includes the clip of Tana Mongeau, at 18 years old, after Shane asks her to pee on him. Just something to...
Is it warm?
And because a lot of other creators love you, we all came. Thousands and thousands of people came. It's like, that's...
disturbing, right? Like, mind-bogglingly disturbing.
a lot of power. And, in all honesty, you used power for, like, not good. You used it to get revenge on VidCon. I don't think you wanted anything bad to happen. I don't think you wanted it.
There we go. So he tries giving a little bit of criticism, and then he's like, wait, baby, pee on me again. I don't think you had any bad intent. Like, he goes back on it then. He just can't stick to it. Tana starts lying and says that she actually did want it to be a good event and not challenge VidCon. And Shane goes to give criticism and then says how she didn't. And it's clear her intentions were spiteful to VidCon. Tana gets upset and starts crying. And then Shane goes, oh, sorry, you know, Daddy's truth is intense. So even whenever he tries giving criticism, he kind of just, like, makes a joke and does this, like, daddy figure thing. They both laugh, and there's just, like, no way I can take this seriously. Like, how did this save her career? Shane says, Tana, before we talk to Michael, I want you to know how defensive he is. So it's very clear to me that Tana is crying real tears, by the way, but in terms of the Michael thing, like, you're already setting Michael up to be, like, a villain before you even speak to him. Like, clearly this wasn't gonna work. But it's very clear to me that Tana was crying real tears. A lot of people say that Tana was, you know, fake crying. I believe she was crying real tears, but I don't believe the tears were from putting the young kids' lives at risk. I believe it was a last attempt. She thought her career was done. And that's something she would cry about. So Tana defends herself by saying that she was in every single meeting, she toured the hotel venue herself, and got clearance from the staff for 5,000 people. A clip from the documentary shows Michael saying that they could drop the capacity from 5,000 to 3,000, and that would be the smartest thing to do. And again, Shane includes these to like further prove Tana's point. But Tana says to Michael after he says, we need to drop it a couple thousand, she says, we could, but are we gonna? In that exact tone. So not even taking it seriously and not doing anything that he's advising. So then Shane confronts Tana on going to the Studio 71 party the night of Tanacon, while Michael's team were trying to fix Tanacon, going from venue to venue, crying on the streets. There was footage of this too, and then there was footage of Tana getting really drunk at a Studio 71 party, and Tana says yes, because this was only a few hours after Tanacon, while everyone else, even the creators, were trying to, you know, put out statements. Tana was out partying. She says yes, but she justifies it by saying that it was her management's party and that she went to the party to get drunk to talk to all of the people on her team about what they were going to do to fix Tanacon. Now, if you add that up, then I think you're stupid. Like, if you believe that... My God, oh please. So, Shane and Tana FaceTime Michael. It's very awkward, as you believe. The face Shane is with, like, Tana, is, like, really, like, comforting, and then with Michael's, like, really stern face. But it's just, was never gonna work. Shane is sitting with Tana. Michael is on a small phone. Michael can be muted. Michael can be spoken over. Michael can be ended the call. There was no way that Michael was ever going to have a good chance in this debate, argument, whatever it was, whenever Shane is there with Tana. Shane's not there with Mike, if you know what I mean. Michael's also on a phone. It would have needed to be in person. But obviously, why would Shane put budget into one of these? So, Tana keeps saying to Michael whenever he tries to explain things, like, I really trusted you. I'm so stupid. I tried to trust, like, just speaking over him. And I believe that she was doing this because he was bringing up some valid points, and she was kind of, like, silencing him by saying that. Shane brings up Michael saying he's going to lose his house and his car and all his money because Tana lied, allegedly, and didn't pay any of the money. And Tana gets very angry, saying how both of them mentally, you know, worked for good times, so it was like mentally both of their money, which I don't even get. Shane allows Tana to begin screaming over Michael, and at this stage doesn't direct the conversation in any way, and he's just such a bad narrator and interviewer. Like, Tana will be here screaming, and it's important to note that when Tana would be screaming, she would keep, like, taking a glance to the camera to, like, make sure she was in frame or whatever like that, and Shane just sat there the entire time like this. And didn't say anything. It's your job to narrate and fucking direct the conversation. Do something. Tana says every dollar I was gonna make goes back directly into Tanacon. So she's trying to say now that she was never gonna make any profit anyway, and it was just about having a good event. Michael says how Tana didn't go into any of the meetings, and she defends herself by saying that she wouldn't have known what to do at the meetings anyway. So why would she go? She actually said that. Tana keeps saying how, like, going to meetings, she keeps saying for Michael would be a lot more beneficial than her as a YouTuber, as a content creator. She keeps doing this line, like, as a content creator, what would it benefit me going to the meeting? Bitch! That's what you're supposed to do. It's your event. So Shane finally butts in and says that nobody wanted this to happen. That's all he says. That's his contribution. Shane tells Michael not to do anything to himself while he's hugging Tana, so just to keep himself safe. So while he's hugging Tana and saying that they both need to be safe. So again, he's like, Michael, don't end your life. And he's here, like, hugging and kissing and probably asking Tana to pee on him again, like, all these different things. So it's just a weird dynamic. Like, Michael should have been there with them again. Alright, so then we have this quote Tana says to Shane. I don't want to paint anybody as the bad guy, just me, she says to Shane when this call ends, and it's like a couple minutes later. While saying that Michael lies about having so much money, and he's just a young guy with mommy's money, and interns working for him for free, but yeah, she doesn't want anyone to look the bad guy. I just added that last bit. She said all that about mommy's money, has no talent, has no whatever, right after being like, I'm not gonna shit-talk anyone. And they also start shit-talking him when they hang up the phone, and they're like, oh, thank you, we got to the bottom of it. Y'all, if you're gonna do that, don't include it in the video. So the video starts to end off with Tana's friend Hunter, who's so sexy, by the way, like, really sexy. He's like if David Dobrik was attractive. showing Shane his footage from Tanacon, which actually shows that Tana was quite involved in Tanacon, and making points and asking good questions. And of course Shane is acting above and beyond at how shocking this would be and how he can't believe he ever doubted Tana would lie. Again, there's no way Michael would have been painted in good light with Shane. So we have them showing Tana at like a couple meetings, and Shane is like going above and beyond, like, oh my god, how could I have ever doubted you? I would hope that she was at a couple meetings. Like, she was supposed to be at all of them. Like, if she's at a couple of them, like, good job, I guess? I don't know, it's really weird. So, we find out that $325,000 were made off of tickets. Shane asked Tana if anybody had free tickets. She said she believed yes, but she hadn't seen any of the money. So, basically, no one there had free tickets. The video finishes off with Shane Dawson answering questions and stating different things to do with Tanacon, kind of giving like an overall summary, which I enjoyed him doing, honestly. It includes having 20 security instead of 50 to 100, which is an issue. $1 million less paid in security than what VidCon does. 1,000 people were only allowed in the venue and got into the venue, while like 4,000 were outside. The video finishes with Shane saying that Good Times is literally just Michael, so this is how it ends. Michael needs to solely find by himself over $300,000 for refunds. So, there you go. If you wanted to know how it ended by it being Michael's fault. That was the take that they did. Whose fault do I believe it was? Tana first, then Michael. And then Shane. Sorry. I want to know your opinion, though. I can't believe we're done another series. This is our third one. The Secret Life of Jeffree Star is going to be starting very soon, or the World of, whatever the fuck it's called, or again, the titles. I love you. Thank you for watching this. I'll see you in my next one. I hope you're all doing very well, and yes, bye. Mwah.